He will be in charge of the government this week as it looks to whether to continue with the lockdown measures. I'd say the mood music in terms of whether that's going to continue. The expectation is that the lockdown measures will continue. I think these daily briefings that we've seen, whilst health officials and ministers have said that the social distancing measures are having an effect, it's still time to bear down on the virus, try and cut transmission rates, and of course that way save lives.
When anyone is diagnosed with having coronavirus, particularly if they have pretty severe symptoms, as the Prime Minister clearly did, those close to them hold their breath. That's no different with Boris Johnson, not least for Carrie Symonds, his fiancée, who of course is 7 months pregnant.
Yes, absolutely. And it was interesting on Thursday evening when we learned that Boris Johnson had been taken from intensive care back to the ward at around the same time, around 8 p.m, when the clap for carers goes on. People across the country go out onto the streets and applaud those frontline staff who are obviously putting themselves at risk in the fight against coronavirus. Carrie Symonds tweeted this picture of a rainbow and applause symbols on social media, clearly joining in with the clap for carers, but perhaps also a hint there of how grateful she was to the care that the Prime Minister had at St Thomas's. And indeed, we understand that Boris Johnson has been telling friends that he believes he owes his life to those doctors and nurses who were there at St Thomas's Hospital during his stay. And something we heard from Downing Street earlier this week was that when he was moved from intensive care back to the ward, he was waving his appreciation to those workers as he was moved. So clearly, as Helena was saying, Boris Johnson did become very ill, did begin to show severe symptoms. Initially, of course, we were told he had a temperature in particular. He was doing those self-shot videos from Downing Street. And it was on Sunday evening that he was admitted as a precaution. Then the following day,